Hi everyone, Lula Collectibles here. Just gonna show you guys on this first video the stuff I've been picking up at the local thrift shops. I don't know if y'all are familiar with, but one of my favorite stores is McKay's. Got this flounder, Squishmallow, really nice condition. A few stains, and he was about, let's see, $9. I paid for him with store credit, so no taxes, which is awesome. If y'all notice, my house is a wreck. That's because they're doing the flipping and it stays crowded. Next thing I got was this adorable strawberry shortcake doll for $3. I didn't really recognize at first she was strawberry shortcake, but you can see on her sleeves that's very recognizable. But this, I've not seen one like this before. She needs her little cap to make her look better, but I just couldn't resist for $3. Especially something I haven't seen before. That I found at McKay's as well. Next thing I found, a little funky looking Woody. I guess that's the best they can do in Squishmallow. He's $9 as well. I think that's probably their flat rate for Squishmallows, but he's in really good condition. He's got his tag. Don't really like to buy any plushies that don't have tags, because they do not sell well. These, I had no idea at first what I was looking at, but they're cool, and I was like, hey, if I can't sell that, I'll keep it. That's old-fashioned looking toy. My husband looked it up. Can't remember what that was worth a decent amount, about $15, I think. So pretty good deal. Then I found these old Looney Tunes. These look like they do pretty well on eBay. About, I think I priced it out for $15, something like that. Let me see. Oh, $25. That's better than I thought. And I might as well introduce you guys to the if I can think, the titular person of my Lula Collectibles. This is Lula. This is Sweetie. Of course, she doesn't go thrifting with me. I don't think they would like that. Let's see. I got this hip-hop movie at Goodwill. A lot of these tend to do well, these type of movies. I think I've got something my husband priced out, so something like 10 or 15, I think. Some more stuff from McKay's. I think the Mario is newer. I think he actually goes with that airship, Bowser's airship set. But I threw him in because with these older looking Koopas, if I'm calling them right thing, I'm not a nerd. I get all my, well, I would say I'm a nerd, but I'm not a major nerd. Husband, and he imparts all his knowledge. I was raised very conservatively. I'm catching up. It takes time. I think I do pretty well, though. I've learned a lot, too, from my two favorite YouTubers, Flippity Flip. Shout out to Flippity Flip. And Harry Tornado. I kind of paid attention to what they like. Flippity Flip gives a lot of information that I find very helpful. Tend to look for the stuff he tells about. Some Muppet Baby figures. Again, If these don't sell, I'll just keep it for when I have kids. Because I love old-fashioned toys. New toys, kind of hit and miss. More miss. This is where out a Spock figure. He turned out to be pretty valuable. I think the comp was 30. So I picked that up. He was, let's see, $5. And he's in really good shape. He was a little dirty, but I rubbed on it and it was coming off, so I figure I can clean it up really well. I'm very shy-natured, so forgive me for being a little nervous on this video. That's everything I have priced out at the moment, but I'm fixing to go through some of my newer things. I'll take you guys into my little shop area. Meant to be a room for kids, and then I started the eBay business and it took over. We've got all these movies, which movies don't tend to do very well, we've noticed, mixed in with my personal book collection here. And then up here I've got some plushies, Monster Claws. These were from my husband's childhood. This was too, or I think probably a gift. I found these at Goodwill as well. I mean, no, McKay's. Yeah, thought that was really neat. Got the Dr. Octopus. Doc Ock, I probably said that wrong. I thought this viewfinder was really neat and old, and then I got to looking at it, and it's from 2020. It's like, Alyssa, you gotta look closer. This tic-tac-toe game is so cute. I thought a sports lover would surely buy that. My husband picked out all these Disney movies thinking they would sell, but I don't know, with Disney around, Disney Plus, you know, you don't do as well. We have some VHSs, really just shooting out in every direction since we're just starting. Stuff on top is our personal collection. Like I said, we're major nerds. My husband even more so. Found these at a yard sale for $1. So might as well try it. Really cute. Little Kennedy Space Center. Found a Voltron line. Really cool. Really cheap. I can't remember. I have it all written down somewhere. Old-fashioned dinosaur. Once again, if it doesn't sell, I'm keeping it. Love it. Love old-fashioned toys. Got a bunch of Tom Clancy. Been collecting. And like I said, it's a wreck in here because I don't know when to quit. Hey, my husband collected the bean baggies, but I don't know if you guys know this. It's a myth that they're valuable. I thought this was such a cool Santa. Found this really interesting Winnie the Pooh. It's called Snowflake Winnie the Pooh, and I just thought that was so cool. It was different. Got a spaceman backpack, a Spider-Man backpack. Got one of those Koopa shells. That's something my husband had in his collection. This is something else he has in his collection. I can't believe it hasn't sold. I think people don't want to spend that much right now, but he had that signed by Stan Bush. Like, we're not faking that. He did, but people probably don't, trust because they don't know us. But I'm just like, that's just crazy. Clint's like, let me wipe it off. I'm like, no, don't do that. That's ridiculous. If someone doesn't want it, well, just keep it. I'm making pins, but I think I'm going to start an Etsy shop to sell those because they don't really, I've sold one set. Got more plushies. That's a Build-A-Bear. T-Rex. He might become a birthday present if he doesn't sell. This T-Rex is a backpack, which is really cool. So, this is the yellow Voltron line. Found that at a Goodwill out to Dalton. And what's funny is because I found the black one in Hickson at America Thrift. This I thought this was Minecraft. He's literally from Dave and Buster's. Muppet Babies. Titans. Mickey. They're so cool. I thought this was so cool, and he didn't have a price tag, so I got him for like $1.45, brand new with tags. Paddington. I've never watched the Paddington, but I've heard really good things. Elsa's supposed to sell really well. Now, a lot of these things in here was my husband's growing up, which I think I filtered out a lot of it that didn't sell. What I can't believe hasn't sold. It's Gremlin. This is a really high quality Gremlin. He's heavy. Solid. He's just missing his, I think this is the Mohawk one, and he's missing his Mohawk. We have the other one, and I'm not sure where we put him, but my husband said that we had to keep it because he is a Christmas decoration. My husband is a major nerd, so he has the most of the collection. Oh, here's the other one. He was up on our tree this year. We found him in a bunch of his old childhood stuff that he forgot he had. You guys at the thrift store. I think, McKay's. And they're worth a decent amount. But I like them more than they're worth, so I'm keeping them. I'll show you. This is more my stuff. Let's see. I think they did I buy that? I bought that art at a convention. This is Star Wars Barbie and Ken. Star Trek. What's wrong with me? Star Trek Corner. We have this signed by almost all the cast that you could possibly get, because, Patrick Stewart's not going to come to a con. And, we have an autograph of Sulu and, George Takei and, Chekhov, and I can't think of his name. That's embarrassing. This is my husband's horror collection. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. I think the Arrow video. I'm not sure. One of these he calls his boutique collection, and I make fun of him for using the word boutique. That's us with Kane Hodder. I wanted him to choke me, but we chickened out. We were like, well, we don't want to waste his time. Got this signed 3 ways. Got it by Billy D, Jeremy Bullock, and the lady that painted it. I love that. So that's my husband's boyfriend. If I ask him, I said, who's your boyfriend? It's Tim Jones, because he geeked out with him way more than I ever have. This is kind of our autograph shelf mainly, though. I got Pan's Labyrinth, which I think is hilarious. I got Pan's Labyrinth signed, and my husband got Shape of Water. Does that make sense? And he got an Overwatch figure signed. We've bought these. These two we bought without actually having them. We didn't meet them, but they were already autographed. Now we met them. And oh my goodness, they're some of the coolest people. I'm going to call them wrong. I always want to. I think it's Bill Mosley. So sweet. And I had to tell him what a great actor he was for such a gross movie to be one of my favorites. And then Sid Haig died, so of course they had to add another cast member, and they added Richard Brake. And he was just like, oh, well, of course they had to add Richard Brake. Well, we talked to him, and he's the most normal guy ever. It was awesome. There's my husband's 6-shot by a signed 6-shot, which is super cool. I don't know why he says Akbar there. It doesn't make any sense. And then we got we got Indiana Jones. we have Hokie Kwan's signature. Before he went huge with everything everywhere all at once, so that's awesome. Got my Bulbasaur card. I sold my Venusaur card, and I'm really regretting it. And this is my Bulbasaur that's signed by Tara Sands. She is awesome. And this is signed by, I can't really read that, and he voiced Brock, so we had him sign Brock Sonics. And then we had we got Billy Zabka and, goodness, what's wrong with me? Billy Zabka. Oh, can't think of it, but both of them. And I had told Ralph Macchio that Billy signed my name wrong, and so he got on to him for it, and he fixed it, and he gave me a hug. Dawn Wells. She's in this, and she's really young and so pretty, and such a good movie. I was like, everybody is going to bring Mary Ann stuff for her to sign from Gilligan's Island, and I don't want to do that, so I brought the only other movie I knew of her in, and she was ecstatic. She was like, oh, I can't believe you brought this. Do I have this? We didn't personally have this signed. We bought that from a third party, along with the machete. So, but, wait. Did we? What did we have signed? No, I think he did a poster. Yeah. Husband's really big into He-Man. I've got to build his collection back up. Reason I'm getting into reselling and flipping is because we had a really tough year. So we sold a lot of our stuff. I found that. He really likes it. I'm good at finding stuff. But, you know, we got to build it back up. I had to get my husband the 151. They're doing so good. There's some of our Star Wars. I feel really bad because my husband got rid of a lot of his stuff. And I'm like, you can't get rid of my Ahsoka. I have to have my Ahsoka. That is my favorite character. Way before she got popular, she was my favorite back in... Both of these plushes are mine. I love Pokemon. I just found him this at Ross, which was crazy. And now he wants to get all of them. He's a big comic book fan. So anytime something new comes out and I have a question, I get like a whole long explanation. I'm like, I wasn't really asking for that much information. My husband had this when he was a kid. And it's awesome. It still walks. We had the newer one, but it just took up too much space. So he went with the stuff that we got rid of. These things are so cool. And from the new, he's ambivalent about the new movies. But the live action. But he loves Blackout. And my Murdoch, which we also had signed the Star Trek Next Gen box set because he is Barkley as well. My husband had this signed for me. He said, Alyssa, Jabba's looking for you. Isn't that awesome? And then there's D. Wells. Am I saying her name right? Yeah. D. Wallace. What's wrong with me? Peter Cullen signed this, and we told him that's where he hid the ring because he knew I wouldn't look. And you can't really see, but he's got the Masterpiece Prime, which is really cool. Found this at McKay's, and I got it to sell, and my husband was like, I really like that. I was like, well, keep it. But anyway, it's kind of about us in this video. I'll add on later when I get priced out the rest of the stuff I got from. There's this really great thrift store in Ottawa called Samaritan Center. It's they actually help people, so I like that. And I got some things, their toy section, like, it's a very older community. It's a mix, but it has a lot of older people. It's a college town, so it's got young people too, but they generally move off. So like these grandmas get rid of stuff that they don't know the value of. And it ends up there. And I like to rate it every once in a while because even before flipping, we're like major collectors. Like, this is like maybe a fifth of what we had left after we had to sell off a bunch of stuff. Because I've been out of work like 3 months this year. And I found a juggernaut at this place. And I was just like, this is amazing. And so I got that. And so every once in a while I have to go raid their toy section because it's like, you never know what you'll find. And then we have a store in town that is a thrift store. It's called We Care, and they actually help people too. But it used to be where you would find really good finds for really cheap. They're becoming a little self-aware, and it's disappointing because it's a thrift store. Like, know your place. I found a Castle Grayskull there for $12. We sold it. But, I wish we hadn't, because you can't find that stuff very easy, so. I wish I hadn't been sick. But anyway. But then I found a really awesome E.T. vinyl, so it's coming apart, but it's still awesome. They want $70 for it. I'm like, no, it's not even worth that in better condition. I was like, no, not a thrift store. Like, that's ridiculous. So we got that place we go to, and you might get lucky every once in a while. You know, it's just, it's a job. You gotta go out and find your things and do your best to know what's valuable. And I'm still learning. I make mistakes. Luckily, we're collectors, so if I make a mistake, we just keep it. Unless it's something that I don't like, and then it's like, oh, whoops. But anyway, good to meet you guys. I hope you like my channel. I'm going to be going out to the thrift stores, and I'm going to put my camera in my purse so I remember it. I've had it for like a month, and I can't remember, so I thought, just make a video and get this rolling so that I'll force myself to do this. But anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day.